morning, and thank you for joining us right here on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Edem Knight-Tay, and I am excited to be here. And oh yes, we're going to be serving you home affairs. No fretting, no worrying. We day here. But how are you doing though? It will be really good to know how you're doing. Our number is 055-1111-997 055-1111-997. How are you? Your household, your loved ones. Whatever your answer is, God is the greatest. He's got you. You can only lose hope if you don't have God on your side. So keep faith and keep hope alive. Everything's gonna be aight. Home Affairs is brought to us by Vitamilk, indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. I really like the commercial. It says Ohima na nyebia ekwan da ho. Say ekwan be, then it was like moving on. He didn't have those answers. But Vitamilk, thank you very much for banking on Home Affairs. They have been here time in, time out. We appreciate your support for the show. The homes that are always tuned in are grateful. This morning, we have, if you like, a post-marital counseling session. We're running a clinic, and it's going to be for people who are not yet married. So our topic simply is dating with purpose, and we're going to be answering questions. Okay, we don't have a particular topic we're going to be discussing today, but we'd want to hear from you, your questions, and God, through my guest, will definitely give us godly counsel. I have with me Mrs. Theresa Riafe Asante Osofumami with swag number 1. Mama T, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Edem.
Hey,
good morning.
Mama T, when we grow up, we want to be like you.
Thanks be to God. Oh.
Yeah, brutal.
Thank you very much. Oh, we thank God for grace.
Indeed, always good to see you.
Thank you. Yes.
And then, hey, Asafo lawyer. We have lawyer. Okay, so let me do it this way. Reverend Kweku Yamwa Pencil Esquire, counselor, lawyer 1. Asafo, and how did they say it? I don't want to go there. Lawyer Pencil, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
It's been a while. How are you?
By the grace of God.
And the family.
Cool.
Everybody is well.
Sure.
We thank God.
Thank you.
Today we are so privileged. Hey, my long lost friend.
Yes.
I am so happy to be hearing your voice again this morning on Home Affairs. Mrs. Phoebe Besemete. Hi, Phoebe. Oh, so good to see you.
Great to see you too.
Baby, how are you?
So long.
I know.
I'm doing so well.
Really?
I'm so well by God's grace.
You look it. Hey. You carry so much grace. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Great. And then, Daniela, good to see you. Asafo Kojo, good to see you too. I mean, my team, they work very solidly behind the scenes so we could bring you home first. So we're zooming straight into the conversation. And hey, if you have questions, please send them in already. Yesterday, I was with a group of, young people, and we started having the conversation. Hey, it wasn't easy. Like, at some points, I just kept quiet and I was looking at them because the thoughts and the inputs, enyasem kitwa. So the first question that came up after the debate, back and forth, someone asked, okay, so yes, I am good. I think we've answered this question here before, but we'll go through it again. And I would also kindly plead that, Mama T, Lawyer Pencil, Phoebe, we make our answers really very brief so that we can go through quite a number of them. I am grown, I am working, I am, I'm quite okay. Does that mean that I should marry? So basically the question is, how do you know that you're ready to marry? Is it simply because you think you are maybe of age and you are working and you are okay? Because quite often, one of them said that the moment he got to that age, the parents, you started working, you've been able to rent a small place, you have a few things in there. The next pressure on you is marry. And whenever he says that he's not ready, they are asking, what else are you looking for? By the grace of God, you've completed school, you are working, you are earning small salary, you have your own place. So the next thing is you will have to get married. And his question is, if you get to that stage, must you necessarily marry? So question, when do you realize that it's time to get married as an individual? Like, I'll start with you.
The first point I like to make is that not everybody was born to marry.
Hey, really?
Not everybody.
I see.
In that there are biblical examples, of which Paul is the foremost. But there are other examples in the Bible. And there's such an expression as eunuchs.
Yeah.
EUNUCHS. Also in the Bible about people who committed and devoted themselves to the worship of God, to the exclusion of everything else, or most things, especially marriage. The idea was to make them more committed to the worship of God. So there are people who, for biblical reasons, decided that they don't want to marry. But obviously, the Bible is not the only reason why people will not want to marry. But I think on that issue, everybody must seek, the face of God and get some conviction as whether he or she would marry. So I really don't want to speak too much on that point, just to make that point clear.
That not everybody is destined to be married.
So it's a choice which people must make. As to the circumstances under which you must make that determination, decision, I leave it to the individuals.
Oh.
But I believe my dear ladies here, they know better than I do on this subject. So
okay, Mama T.
All right. So good morning, everyone. I don't know why I am very happy this morning,
it's
but
good.
I am. And the weather is not good for me, but I am doing very well. I feel a lot of joy in my spirit. Right. So, So the question you are asking exactly what happens. Sometimes at premarital counseling, the first question you are asking, why do you want to marry? And I think I've said it here before, 60% perhaps of the young couple who are seated before you before they get married are not sure why they don't really want to get married. So they come up with all of the reasons you are coming up with. Well, I have a job, I am doing well, I have my own place, I am this, I am that. And then my parents think that I should get married to be responsible. And so they think that if you are not married, especially as a young man, you are not responsible. And so it should take marriage to make you responsible, which is not the truth. Okay. And then all of those. And so I am looking at you as an individual. Are you ready? Ready not in all of the things you are talking about, job, whatever, everything is doing well, but are you mentally ready? Okay. Are you ready spiritually? Are you ready emotionally? So all of these levels of readiness must come to play. You must answer the question of readiness. And am I ready to live with another person? Am I ready and willing to live with another person? Am I ready to allow another person to teach me something? Am I willing to learn from another person? Because sometimes I am not willing and ready to learn from another person. I think I know everything enough to live my life, and so another person won't be the one to teach me. Am I teachable? Am I ready to, if it is the lady, am I ready to submit to another person? Am I willing for someone else to be my head, if you are the lady, and if you are the gentleman, am I ready also to be the head of a union? And so there are too many readies that must be answered. And if you are answering all of these readies and taking most of the boxes, then perhaps we are going to
be ready
to
marry.
marry, because we will learn as we journey on. There is nobody who can be ready like that, but there are a lot of boxes you should tick, and then you know that I am ready. I think that marriage is such a an institution that nobody should force somebody into. You should be convinced in yourself, and you must be willing to do it. Yes, I think that is the answer I have. So.
Great. Phoebe, anything more to add?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And one thing that I always want to examine is, how are you as an individual? How are you doing? If you're seeking to marry for the sake of having external validation from a person, you want the person to make you feel good. You want people in society to regard you in a certain manner, so you get married. It is very problematic. So you as a person, you need to be very whole. You need to be very balanced. You need to be very oriented towards your personal goals. And you need to build a life for yourself. And you shouldn't aspire to get married for the sake of having someone make you whole, or make you perfect, or make you feel 100%. So that's where I always start from. Like, what is the purpose of this marriage? Why do you want to get married? But more so, how are you personally doing? Is it just because maybe you went through a bad relationship previously, and so you want everybody to see that, yeah, you're in a place where you can keep a relationship and make marriage work? If that is the case, that's a bad premise for marrying. So it always starts with you. And whenever you're getting into this very important partnership, you have to realize that you have to come with something. It's not just about the person improving your life, making you look better, but you have to come with something, because you also cannot, one person cannot carry the marriage. You must be mentally, spiritually, you have to be physically prepared for what you're about to go through and the partnership that you're about to enter. So unless these things are already in place, I would say please take your time. It's not by force. Make sure that you're in the right state of mind. You understand what the marriage institution is about. I think some people have these very interesting ideas. I've heard some very interesting examples of what people think marriage is. But when you get into it, you realize that it's a very sacrificial covenant that you've entered into. And unless you're prepared, and unless you have been you've been made mentally aware of what you're about to get into, it can be very difficult. It can be crippling for some people to get married.
Great. So on that note, if you have that question on your mind, then you simply know that it's not enough to just have a job, to have a place of your own, to say that, okay, now you are at the place where you want to get married. If I should quickly run through this one so we can wrap up on this answer, Lawyer Pencil mentioned that, note that not everybody is destined to be married. And so if at some point in time you're not married, it doesn't mean that you're cursed or there's something wrong with you. You just may be falling into that category, depending on, what your situation is. And we talked about a lot of preparedness, you have to be mentally prepared, emotionally prepared. You have to be ready to accommodate yet another person in your life. You have to be ready to learn from the experiences of living with another person. Are you willing to share your life and your space and everything thereof with another person? And for a lady, are you ready to submit and allow another person to lead while you purposefully follow? That's another one. And for a man, are you really ready to lead fairly and diligently in a very godly way? Are you? And Phoebe added that, are you doing this for external validation, or for you, the human being, you are whole and just, needing, you are whole and at that point where you will need to spend your life with somebody and to build, bigger. But if you're looking for somebody and your whole thing is that, I want to get married so that I feel complete, so that I am not lonely, so that then you may be planning to get married on a very wrong premise. Again, are you in the right state of mind? Mental preparedness. It came up again, and I like this one that Phoebe said. Know that it is a whole journey of sacrifices. Are you ready to be making them? If you are ticking these boxes, and it needs a lot of reflection. Yes. And asking yourself a lot of questions and being very prepared and being very honest with yourself. It's not what your mother is saying or what the counselor is saying. You are going to be the one in the marriage. And also know that marriage is it's a lot of hard work. It has its own ups and downs. You could answer all these boxes and still encounter a lot of challenges. That is where your mental steadfastness and then you wanting, the sacrifices come through to build it. So if you're answering all of these for yourself and you're satisfied and you're happy, then yes, you can begin to look into marriage. But
Edem, sometimes, I feel a hunch to ask something to what you said.
Yes, please go ahead.
The whole idea of not marrying must be made with a certain consciousness.
Of not
that is to
wanting
say,
to be married.
if we're Christian and you desire to go to heaven as we preach, because you cannot stay out of marriage and have the benefits
of marriage.
I'm talking particularly of having sex.
That's true.
There are a lot of people who have said they don't want to marry, but they call it open sex or whatever they call it. They live in all kind of things. So I'm talking about the people who really want to go to heaven. Who believe in the Bible and they believe in heaven. And if we're a good Christian, like I said in the Bible, we have people who are called eunuchs. Eunuchs is, I have my own respect.
Yeah.
You stay out of sex and the strength of God will help you and keep you to stay chaste. That's what the Bible uses that expression. So the people who don't want to marry, we thank God for their lives, but they should look out for this one thing.
Great.
Yes.
So that's it for you. You don't want to be married. Don't say I don't want to be married yet. Go in and be enjoying the benefits of marriage. That one, you and God, you have something to say. So the next question, it's a conversation I had with one of my very young friends, a mentee, and I asked, because are you in a relationship? And the person said, and then I was wondering, what sort of answer is that? The next response, Edem, but you are like 33, So I asked, have you had conversations with this person to know where the relationship is going? Her answer was that, I don't want to come across as being desperate, to be the one asking that, so where is this relationship going? Are we going to get married? And all of that. The man might just think that I am desperate. I ask, so what's the purpose of this relationship you're in? And then she says that we are there, we are seeing. Okay. And all the things Lawyer Pencil is asking that shouldn't be done are all being done and more, you see. So the next question I want to ask is, when do you realize that you're dating intentionally, or you are in a relationship that's just wasting your time and you're being, for lack of a better word, you are being foolishly hopeful? So you're in a relationship, you're not particularly sure where it is going, but you are in it and you are not talking about anything, but you're being hopeful in your head that someday somehow it turns a certain way. I'll start with you, Phoebe.
Oh, God.
What advice do you have for this young person?
I love the shows from my co-guest.
Lawyer Pencil is.
I don't even understand lawyer pencil.
First and foremost, you should never go into a relationship without intentionality, without goals, without clear boundaries. It's very dangerous to do that. And people need to have a higher sense of value for themselves before they go into these relationships. Because you're, like I said, every form of relationship is sacrificial. The relationship with your children, the relationship with your spouse, your colleagues at work, whatever relationship you are in will definitely derive something from you. So you can't put your life in that kind of condition, in that kind of state of being. Go in with a very clear mind, be very vocal, be very articulate about what you're expecting. But it also starts from your worldview. Like, all of us here are Christians. What is the purpose of this relationship? It will help you to define your boundaries. It will help you to define your values. It will help you to define your barriers. So make it very clear, make it extremely clear. And especially when other people are involved. And when we talk about that, I'm talking about your families. And just in case you have a child, you need to have these boundaries to keep the people who are involved in your relationship also safe. You're also setting a precedent, sometimes even for your younger siblings. You don't want them to have the idea that, okay, my life is expendable. So whether I'm in a relationship with somebody or not, and whether we know where we are going or not, is okay. We need to be very careful with these things. So I want to be very clear. If you're intending to get into a relationship, there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting with the conversation. The conversation about where we're going, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and have clear timelines. If at a certain point you realize that the relationship is not bearing fruit, or the two of you are not at a certain junction, it's okay to end it there and make it very clear that, okay, it's not that you're a bad person or I'm a bad person. It just seems that maybe we're not working towards the same goals, or, the kind of rapport I thought we're going to have, it's not working, or whatever the case may be. But be very clear, especially for women, even for men, I would say, that don't waste your years in a relationship without focus.
Great. Do not waste your years on a relationship without focus. Simple and short. Lawyer Pencil, I want to go into your head now.
Yeah, we're talking about courtship, okay? And I like to I like to characterize Christian courtship, because courtship is a general distance.
Yeah.
And I like to say this with regard specifically to Christian courtship, that never start a Christian courtship without intending that it would end in marriage. It may not. But the whole idea of Christian courtship is that by the grace of God, if things work out well, it will end up in marriage. So intentionality is the first point of call in a courtship in a Christian setting. In other words, from round one, you must be very clear about what you want to do. It's not about testing the waters, and that's where all the problems that we're having now are coming from. So if from the very word go, does not appear that the two of you are on the same path of intending that the relationship that you are starting, which is the courtship, will end in a marriage, please, there's no point going forward. There's no point. In other words, the two of you are coming together with the hope and belief and understanding that all things being equal, the relationship will end in a marriage. And that's about it. And I wouldn't want to say further.
Okay.
I have two ladies on this panel and I must be careful.
Mati, I'll come to you, but let me come back to you, Phoebe. I mean, the young lady I was talking about had this concern that, we've been here for a while. He hasn't brought it up because usually the norm, and ladies these days, the guy has to pop the question, would you marry me? Then you feel very valued, like, okay, that's for a lot of young ladies. I mean, it's not wrong to say that should be the norm. But here's we've been here for a while, and he hasn't popped the question. He haven't even asked casually. We're just in a relationship doing the things we are doing. And have you asked him? She thinks that asking him will make him come off as being desperate and being the one pushing. How do we position that?
I think we need to have a more practical approach to courting, to dating, to premarital preparation. She needs to be very practical and she needs to value her time. That is something I would say to her. You need to value your time. You can't be in this open-ended relationship. And obviously, she's concerned about where it's going to end up. There's a way in which you can have the conversation with this gentleman. And whether he perceives it as desperation or not, my sister, please have the conversation. Mm-hmm. Why? Because like I said, your life has value. You can posture to him, we've been in this relationship for a while, and I think it is time that we sit down and we make clear to one another what our plans are for the future. It is a very practical, honest, open question. What are the plans for the future? What are your plans for your life? What do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years? This is what I see myself doing in the next 5 years. I would like to be married and I would like to start having children. He should also put forward what does he want to do, and then within which time, what is he seeing? Sometimes with the young men, honestly, they're trying to save money, they're trying to buy a house or get a place or buy a car. They have all these goals. That's fine and fair, but you also have to be clear what your goal is, what your expectation is. And it's not even fair on the gentleman that you have these expectations and you're not voicing them out. You're not vocalizing them. When you started the relationship, was it the idea that, okay, it's an open relationship, we're just having fun, and then we'll see where it goes? Maybe that was it in the beginning. But eventually, it may have gotten to a point where you're like, okay, wait a minute. I need to consolidate what is happening here. I need to have an idea of where we're going. It's fine. Posture the question. Set a date, sit down, have lunch, and make it very casual. But by the end of that conversation, you should know where you're both going.
Exactly.
And if you're not going the same direction, it's fine to say, amicably end it there. If you're not going the same, it's fine. There's no harm done.
Great. Can two walk together?
Until they
So, Edem, I'm sorry, but let me intervene. You see, what makes this whole business of courtship difficult is that it starts with sex. Yes. That's the most difficult aspect. I regret to say that. That's how I started my whole life. I wasn't always a Christian. No, let me put it, I have nothing to be ashamed of. When I started, up to the time that I didn't give a damn about anything about all of these things. But today, I know what I'm talking about because by the grace of God, I'm now a pastor and I speak to couples, I speak to people. So there are people outside there, let them understand that when you start a relationship with sex, please, then going to talk about all these subjects. When the man has got what he wants, he's not interested even in all those things. He's just moving on. So let the young woman also be a little careful and then wait. Because we cannot have all this conversation without letting them appreciate that when you have compromised certain things, the man is no longer interested. You must be, I don't like using the word luck in a Christian setting, but then you must be lucky for the man then to be interested in this other subject, because the average young Ghanaian man is running around. He's on whatever. And, you are just one of several women that he's keeping in the background. Oh. So please, every time we have this discussion, it's the young women that I pity. I must be very honest with you. They are the ones who got a lot to lose out. And please, if there's someone there listening to me, let people not think that sex is part of the courtship arrangement. Certainly not Christian courtship.
I agree.
I hear a lot of worry in your voice, and I know.
Genuinely.
Yeah, I know.
I have 4 daughters,
I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Yes, and Mama T, so we've talked about the fact that, and I think that's established, you don't go into any relationship without knowing the purpose. You have to be intentional about the relationship. And Lawyer Pintle said something I really like. It means that you start with the end in focus. Where is this going before I even put my foot in it? Am I imagining marriage? Am I imagining just a fun relationship? That way nobody gets hurt because you know where it is going. And if you're on the right path and you're having challenges here and there, you know how to deal with it. And if it is not, like Phoebe said, if it is not worth your while, you don't allow it to continue. Now, Mama T, I was going into a certain angle that Lawyer Paintel has brought. It therefore becomes very difficult if you are, I mean, for this lady, what I notice is that she's emotionally bonded. Okay, so we're in this, I'm not sure where it's going, but we are doing all the things we have to do. I am not thinking of going to start over with somebody, so we are here. And whether it is going well or not going well, I'm here and I am being hopeful. He's not asking the question. And she's also afraid that if I bring the question up, then he might say that, apart from being desperate, wait. I mean, we are not there yet. Why are you rushing? Because it's happened before. Why are you rushing? So you just want to gradually follow the person's lead and hope that it goes somewhere. I'm coming back to the same question to find out. When young people find themselves in this situation, and I want us to be quite practical about it, in the sense that you're in, the person is in it. So it's very difficult to just say, look, the person is not serious, come out. And then you're expecting the person to come out. Sometimes you are bonded in the relationship. How do you deal with it?
Yes, right. So, I pray that whenever young people are beginning a relationship, especially at the point of courtship, it means they have progressed from just an ordinary relationship into a courtship where they are looking at getting married.
Amati, sometimes you are not in any, I don't even know where we are defining, how you are defining being in a relationship.
Okay.
You have been there 6-7 years.
Oh,
the
that
same
one
things you were doing,
you are still doing.
You are doing them. And like I said, in this particular relationship, it's like, okay, how do I advance, you know? And you don't, this girl will not even bring up the subject of marriage because she's afraid.
Yes, because from the very beginning, we did not define the relationship we are in. We did not define the relationship we are in at all. And so it gets to a point where you are hoping, especially the lady, that it will end in a marriage.
Yeah.
And the other person on the side is not thinking like that. Or even if he is not ready yet. And I do not know why women have been made to think that you can't also ask. And that is what I've always been talking about, the conversations we are not having as part of the whole relationship we are in.
Mama T, it is not just about not wanting to ask. It's about the fear of losing the person.
Yes.
When I ask.
Yes.
This person is not ready and prepared to lose the guy. She can ask.
Yes.
But then what if...
So let her go ahead and ask. Else she may be waiting at this place for the next few years, or maybe the next 10 years, because she is expecting and she doesn't know how it is going to happen. So let her ask. Then she would know where we are going. Doesn't this look like a red flag? Doesn't this look like in the next few years I may not even do this thing again? So let her ask. Then she would know where they are traveling towards. Else she would be here for forever. Let her ask the question. Women should also begin to do the "will you marry me" thing. Is it wrong?
Hey.
Yes. And yes. ask the question, not the go and buy the ring and come and do all the thing around it. But this relationship is for both of us, if that is the truth. If that is the truth, that this relationship belongs to us like it is for us, then any of us can ask this question. And the lady should not be seen as being desperate or, well, if I ask, I will lose him. What about if he doesn't ask ever? And so you both are going to be here for the longest period. I don't know what she wants, but if she wants marriage, then she should ask. She should go ask him, where are we going? And this where are we going should have been asked long before now. So I think she is wasting too much time. And if she's afraid to lose, maybe somewhere along the line, she may lose him completely.
Okay, you may lose the guy completely, but I am thinking that in her case, she has come to settle because, and
but if she has no problem living it like this.
No, she does
yes.
have a problem.
Yes.
She does have a problem, but starting over, she does have a problem. She does. Okay, so the next question I have here is someone also finding out, how do you know that this relationship, so it's like you are in a very good relationship, you have a very good company with the person, and let me look at the question the person sent again, because I was trying to paraphrase it. Okay, so it's about the intentional dating. How do I know that we are actually building something and not just in a good relationship? I don't know if you get it. I mean, we're good together, and people say it. Oh wow, you guys look good together and everything, and things are going well. But sometimes at the back of his mind or her mind, they think that, is this not just a beautiful relationship, but we may not be, compatible when it comes to marriage. So this is a question somebody sent. It's a bit some way, but I hope we are able to help them.
Yeah, but let me make this point. If I read Walter Trubbish, he's got a book, I Married You.
Yeah.
And he examines this issue. A lot of people, either in courtship or especially in courtship, they are afraid of a quarrel. They are afraid that they may not ask the right question. And he actually advises that if you've not had a real showdown, a real quarrel with the way you're courting, then you're not even ready for marriage. Difficult questions must be asked.
Yeah.
Questions that may embarrass, questions that may bring trouble must be asked in the period of courtship, because you're heading toward the real institution. And therefore, all issues, see, people have an inhibition. People have a problem. People, they think that, no, this is not the right question. The last time you saw him with some girl, this is not the first time you see him with a girl.
And
then you fear
ask.
that when you ask, no. Difficult questions must be asked. Questions that may embarrass must be asked during the period of the courtship.
Yes.
Because you're heading toward the real institution. And therefore, I must say this to anybody who's listening to me, who's in a kind of relationship, who is intending to marry, that please ask all your questions now, all your worries, all your concerns, of course, with some wisdom. But the point I'm making is that people must not be coy, people must not be afraid, people must not be hesitant. People must not run away from asking the really difficult questions. Because if you don't ask them now, there may be something that may, if you knew today, may not possibly lead you on to what you want to do.
Okay.
So that's
the problem I find with a lot of ladies is the thought that the marriage is for me. So marriage is for women, and I am the one who is going to benefit, whatever that means. And so I should tread cautiously, and whatever he's doing, he can go ahead and do. And so I have to be very cautious so that I don't push him to the wall and whatever. So he leaves me completely. I would rather he leaves completely after you have asked very relevant questions. And a lot of young ladies in their relationships have noticed a number of things, and they decided to just let it go. It will work out. Is it not the marriage I want? And that is what we see every day. So you are asking them at divorce counseling, Did you notice this? Did you notice this? Did you talk about this? He said, yes, I did 20 years ago. Did you ever bring it up? No. Why? As for a woman, you are supposed to be submissive. What is submission? What kind of submission is this that has no voice? This submission has no voice. It cannot speak. It cannot do anything because a man is marrying me and is going to make me something. Me, I don't get it. I don't.
Anyway, I mean, if you look at how marriage is contracted in this part of our world, it's always like you, the woman, you are the prize.
Of course.
You know, yeah. A man will have to work, sweat, find money, buy a lot of things, bring it to your house. Hey, Mama T, ne money be almost shepa. Hey, yeah, she said ne money be papa, and somehow, if I mean, especially for this, I mean, new generation, you look at them on social media, it's become competitive.
Oh yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's become very competitive.
Yeah.
Who got the most gifts? So,
Yes.
I mean, usually the traditional list is something very small, but I mean, you want to go over and above. So what the guy is getting, you think that it's not good enough or it's not enough, and you see the woman going over and above to get a lot more things, wrap and add, so that it's become very competitive. And if you're not mentally prepared, like we have said, then you fall for the competition, and you'll be planning for that and not really for the marriage, like you're saying. But Phoebe, I'll come back to the question I was asking about.
Yes.
How are you able to tell that this is not just good company, but I mean, it's a good recipe for marriage?
You know, it comes down to alignment. That the two of you are aligned in your goals, in your expectations, in what you perceive the future to be. You know, sometimes we think it's just the concept of marriage. It's even the concept of having children. Are we aligned? Do we want to have kids? How many kids do we want to have? What kind of lifestyle do we want to have after we make that long-lasting commitment? But you know, the question you kept asking about the lady who was afraid to have the conversation, I want to quickly just say something about that. When you see that a person is struggling to assert themselves and state what their stand is, it's possible that they are struggling with the fear of abandonment. They are struggling with the fear of losing someone.
Yeah.
They are also probably dealing with that sense of codependency. It's an attachment issue. They have that, they have, what's it called, tie their personal identity to the relationship, which is a problem, especially because of it's such a porous, uncertain, unstable one. It is problematic, and a lot of women are afraid of being alone. That's it. They're afraid of being alone, and also the uncertainty of the future. What if somebody else is not interested in me? What if the fear of starting all over again, having the conversations? What if it doesn't pan out the way I want it to be? So even with young ladies, when I work with them, I tell them that, look, learn to enjoy your life now. Don't wait in expectation of something in the future. Learn to enjoy your relationship with your friends, your family. Learn to nurture your life. Fill it with good things. Don't develop that idea that when I have a husband, then I'll start living, or then I'll start having value, or then I can make a lot of money, or then I can do this, and then I can do that. No. Start learning to have a fulfilled life now. In Christ, in whatever you're doing, make sure it starts today. Because if you're doing that uncertain projection, I mean, how many people get married and say, oh, that's not what I expected. This is not what I thought was going to happen. He has disappointed me. And then you see that, and we've had conversations on this show like that, where women all of a sudden, their sense of self-identity just crumbles to the ground. Because they have that expectation that this man will validate me, he'll build me up. Marriage is going to fulfill every area of my life. Nobody can fulfill you like Christ can, first and foremost. So get that from the beginning. So if you have that fear of abandonment issue, you need to deal with it. You need to speak to someone, get some counseling, because until she gets over that hurdle, having that conversation will be almost impossible.
Great. I wanted to generalize the conversation so that, I mean, a lot more people can pick from it. But in her case specifically, she feels she's not beautiful. And well, and very honestly, I mean, she doesn't have,
All of it.
yes, I mean, not that stunning and all that. So when somebody comes along, she feels like,
Person is done
through
their
all
favor.
this that doesn't look too good,
Yeah.
somebody noticed, and so you are afraid to do anything to let the person
Yeah.
go, you know, and those feelings are there. Because of the relationship, she voiced it out, and when you find yourself in that position, especially so when you don't want to lie to the person, yes, obviously you're seeing what you're seeing, and you know that,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you may be right with what you're seeing and what you're saying, but how do you still even encourage this person to still have a positive attitude towards themselves, and not say that because I don't look this stunning, I should allow just anybody to treat me anyhow. You know, sometimes it's difficult, Phoebe, you know, sometimes it's difficult to bring people to accept themselves for who they are,
Yeah.
and still placing that value on themselves. So whatever it is that you throw at them,
Yeah.
they want
Yeah,
to just
but,
take it like that,
Edem.
and they are hurting. So the fact that they feel they
Yeah.
don't look good, it's already hurting them and bringing them down and asking, how did God create me like this and all that. That's another pressure on the
Yes.
person.
Yes.
And then they have come to accept a treatment of themselves that is not good for them, they know, but they are also living with that. It can be very traumatizing.
Yes,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I will make the
Yeah.
point that this is a complex.
of course.
It's a complex which got nothing to do with the fact of the marriage, because there are people who are in marriages and they're enjoying the best of their lives with due respect, who are deformed and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
So that's a complex that the person has
Absolutely.
got, and that must be dealt with from another angle altogether.
It's
I'm being
difficult.
honest with you, possibly by psychologists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because I mean, I've seen all manner of people. You've
Yes.
seen some marriages, and you wonder, how did the man get there?
Yes.
How did the woman get there?
Yes,
Yeah, man.
it's
It's self-assertiveness. So
yeah.
she must be dealt with from a different level.
Great.
Yeah, maybe she must see a psychologist or somebody like that.
Great.
But as a pastor, I would say that she needs some prayers.
She
I'll be
needs
honest
prayers.
with you.
I
Yes.
agree with
But
you
this
on
is
that
true
one,
for a
Asa.
lot of young ladies though. She looks at herself, she looks at her friends, and she begins
Exactly.
to compare. And so, like you're saying, she feels that, oh, this young man is actually doing me a,
A
huge
favor.
favor by coming in. And so it's a whole mental thing,
Yeah.
and she needs a lot of help. But a lot of young ladies are they are at this stage where they think that, wow, me, hey, this me and this one. And so there's no self-worth, there's no self-acceptance, there is no worth at all. And so what am I going to ask? When are we going to get married? She won't ask.
Yeah, so
She won't ask. And it's not only her, it's a
a
lot
lot of
them.
people are going through it. Someone sends a question. I mean, is it wrong? Or what are the pitfalls when you are like 50 and you're married like a 27-year-old woman? The man is 50,
man is
the
50.
woman is 27.
Okay, Leah Pencil.
No, you see, love's got no bounds. Love's got
Yeah.
no bounds. It's, I mean, from a legal perspective, we're only looking at the marriageable age if we're
Yeah.
qualified for
Yeah.
marriage. But I want to tell you that whoever asks that question has not fallen in love before.
Oh, wow.
I'll be honest with you. Has not fallen in love, because love is blind, truly blind, in the sense that when you find someone you really love, you forget
You look
about
at
all
everything.
your
Like, I bet
all
some can
everything.
see you.
Hey,
No, it's a complex. You see, this is all part of the complex that people have.
No, but the person is genuine. I mean, it's not like they don't want to, but you know, definitely.
No, I understand, but they're trying to meet societal demands and societal whatever. You know, that's one of the things that a lot of people need to understand. That when you marry, you and your partner, or you and your married, listen, you are one, and you must lose yourself to everybody else in the world. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate the fact that a 50-year-old man, 27-year-old woman, people will think of the age disparity, but who gives a damn?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I mean, I wouldn't know, because once they're in the marriageable age, now I've seen in real life, I've seen some old man who was a man over 80, very rich man who was married women in their 20s and so forth, and the women were having their children. They were okay living with a man and so forth and so on. And from every point of view, from biblical, from whatever point of view, I'll find nothing wrong with that one. It's, you see, when we're trying to meet societal or society's expectations and needs and whatever, that one, there's a story, you know it. And
Okay, so Lawyer Painter, I get you that. I mean, once you both are in love and you understand each other, let's shut our minds to society and enjoy the love that we have we have found. It doesn't matter the age, right? Okay. Mama
Me.
T, is it a yes or no answer?
It is. It is not a yes for me.
It is not a yes
No.
for you. Okay, Phoebe, how about
for
you?
me,
I'll
age-
come
age-
to you.
age,
I'll
yes.
come to you. Phoebe, how about you?
I think it's okay.
It's okay by you. So Lawyer Pencil and Phoebe
Phoebe
are on the same. Mama T, let me hear you before I ask I
Right.
asked why I was asking that.
Okay, right. So, dealing with married couples for a while, I noticed that most of them begin with age is only a number. Age is only a number till there comes a time when you notice that age is not only a number. No, it is not just a number. That I have had occasions where the lady is 25, the man is 70, like a pencil is talking about, or 60. Like a pencil mentioned 80, and so from the beginning it was like, oh, we are in love, forgetting that love alone is not enough.
Okay.
And so then the men are getting to 80 or 70, 80, and the ladies are getting to 50, and there are too many issues. It is not to say that these issues are not in other relationships, but there is the issue of health, which can also be here. There are issues of man. I'm not saying who is going to leave early though, but the man leaving early, leaving this woman with very little children alone to take care of. Most of these young ladies they become like pets to their husbands, and so most of them are usually not engaged in meaningful jobs, and so the man is taking care of them fully, and then the man leaves and then she begins to have a lot of difficulty taking care of children. I've had occasions where the men are saying that, look, my wife is going out every day, and he begins to think that perhaps she's seeing another man, and so he's policing her everywhere. They are doing so many things around it. And so yes, for me, I so strongly believe that the age gap should not be too much. It's very, for me, very, very important.
Lawyer Pencil, so apart from being in love and shutting your mind to society, do you not think that there could be challenges with the age disparity?
That's what life is about. I'm surprised at the married counselor who has a problem with age gap.
Oh yes, I do.
In a marriage. Yes. I mean, but she's entitled to a view. Don't forget I'm a pastor.
Yes, I know.
Yes. And on the basis of the authority of the word of God, I've got no
but
one
Mama
reason.
T is a pastor too.
Well, I'm sorry. But I'll make the point we disagree.
Please don't.
I'll make the point we disagree.
That's
I will
okay.
find no one word, I mean, the whole of the Bible, that will prevent me from putting two people together by reason of the age difference.
No,
it is not putting them together.
We're not saying that. But Lawyer Pencil, what I am trying to ask is, yes, let's just say that we have agreed to put them together because age for us is just a number, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm taking it from your point of
Yes.
view. And they have decided that, look, we're not listening to what society is saying, that probably I'm going to marry my daughter's age and all that. They're not bothered about that.
Yes.
But the union between the two of them now living together, do you not see, challenges?
No, challenges are everywhere. What are you talking about? And you see, the point we're trying to answer.
Challenges solely based on the age gap. Like
No,
Mama
the
T
point
said.
we're trying to answer is whether the challenges suffice for the marriage not to be contracted.
No, this
Oh,
marriage,
no.
marriage will be contracted.
Oh,
We
no.
have
Yeah,
had
but-
that. But in it, for instance, Mama T just gave one example.
Even right.
Quite
They may not even
but
be able
one.
to have sex. So what?
They may not be able to have sex.
Yes.
They may not be able to have maybe.
The woman will bear children.
She may be able to bear children.
Yes.
But you are also looking at. She said something about this person is young, active, and vibrant.
Even right.
And probably is now they're in their prime, now living
No,
their
I
lives. I want to
appreciate.
go out and all of those, and the man feels like, no, you're supposed to be here. How about that?
No, I understand all of that.
So how
but,
do you deal with that?
oh, please. All problems can be dealt with in life.
Of course.
All problems can be dealt with
So
in
you-
life.
I mean, what
And
is
the
this that
mere
you-
fact that the problems, I mean, please, with due respect, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate
The
difficulties,
challenges,
problems, call it whatever, that will. Okay,
Arise
the
out of-
man may not even have an erection, which is a very important part of every
And
marriage.
that's a big deal, isn't it?
No, that's
the problem they have to solve.
That's the main issue.
So how do they solve it?
Oh, please. God has a way in everything.
Okay, I hear you. I'm not gonna.
No,
push
let me
further.
tell you, on the lighter side, there are women who have gone into these marriages, and the popular thing is that they're only waiting to inherit the man's
Oh,
estate.
yes.
You know what I'm
That is
saying?
also true.
And if that's the woman's idea, who can afford it?
That is also true.
Phoebe, how about you? Do you not see? I
I think it's a personal bias. It's a preference, a personal preference. If you don't like to be in that kind of relationship, that's your personal, perception of the situation. But even the problems that people with such a huge age gap could go through, I've seen couples who are closer in age who have gone through the same issues. So it's all about, obviously we're perceiving some of these potential problems. So let's talk through them. It always comes down to, do we align in our values? Do we align in our goals? Do we align in the things that we hope for the future? If the woman wants to have children, the man has to come forward, okay, this is my current situation. Just be honest and open and have a good conversation. And once you're speaking with a great counselor or therapist, that person is able to navigate the conversation between the two of you. So you just have to prepare, keep your eyes open, know what you're going into. Don't have any vaulting ambitions that cannot be accomplished. Just be honest with yourselves. And then, enjoy your marriage. What if that is the only person that you really enjoy being with? And then you're being forced to look at somebody else only because of age. I don't agree that it's a problem.
Okay. I mean, I was only asking questions. And
We took it personal.
exactly. Why, like you all have said, if the two of you have gone through this, you've looked at it, you've weighed it, and you think that, look, this is what is best for us, somebody will say, whom am I? So you go in and enjoy your marriage. I mean, and I totally agree that you could be married to somebody whom you're very close in age with, and the challenges may even be bigger than
Of
what
course.
you may be anticipating in this age gap marriage. So that also
Right.
is there. It's Home Affairs here on Joy 99.7 FM. I hope you're not just tuning in, because if you did, I'm sorry, you missed quite a bit. But the good news is that we're live on Joy 99. We're live on Facebook at Joy 997, YouTube as well at Joy 997. So you can always catch the conversation, and it's important you do, especially so if you're still single and looking to get married. I think for the rest of the weeks, the Saturdays in July, are there 2 more, 1 more? We should just dedicate it to, premarital counseling in different forms. But the joy of every parent is to see their children grow healthy and become intelligent and physically fit. And to achieve this desire, every parent needs to ensure that their children are given nutritious foods that have the essential nutrients that can promote their well-being. And I am talking to you about the Vitamilk soy milk drink. It is made from whole grain soybean, which is a good source of plant protein, and it is enriched with omega-3, 6, and 9. It has calcium and all the essential nutrients and multivitamins recommended for your healthy living. So why don't you go in and choose the Vitamilk Champ? Because look, it has no artificial colorants, it has no flavorings, and it has no preservatives. And it is very good for your children. So you can go and buy it now. You can find it in the regular soy milk drink. You can have it in the energy booster with no caffeine. It comes in the choco flavor as well, the banana flavor and the strawberry flavor. And it's packaged in 250 ml and 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. And this August, Adanse Travels is turning up the excitement as part of its 12 years of delivering unforgettable travel experiences. Get ready to see more, feel more, and explore some of the world's most exciting destinations, from fun-filled family adventures in Dubai to a getaway, romantic getaways in Asia, thrilling escapes with friends in South Africa, or that long-awaited dream trip across Europe. It's not just travel, it's an experience you'll never forget. Call Adanse Travels on 0595 500 Number again is 0595 500 or 0531 008 Or you want to book at adansetravels.com. Let's make memories together this August. Adanse at 12. See more, feel more. So from the sacred walls of African storytelling, from the stables of Image Bureau Pro Communications and the National Theatre, comes a tale of duty and death. A cultural awakening art fully woven in Wole Soyinka's legendary masterpiece, Death and the King's Horseman. Prepare to witness Elsine Oba, the King's Horseman, torn between a sacred tradition and worldly desire, a forbidden hesitation, a clash with colonial order, and that threatens the very soul of a people. 4 explosive days, 8 unforgettable shows. Saturday 23rd, Sunday 24th, Saturday 30th, and Sunday 31st of August. With 2 shows, you have 4 p.m. and there's another one for all the days mentioned at 8 p.m. Venue is the National Theatre. Tickets are selling for only 200 cedis standard and 300 cedis for the VIP. You can get them at imagebureau.com or you dial *714 *46# and you follow the prompts to make payments. For more information, please call 055 1313134. Number again to call for further information is 055 1313134. Death and the King's Horseman is supported by Joy FM, Knee Plants, Car Rentals, and Ghana Tourism Authority. Sponsors Stanbic Bank, the luckiest, with draws and instant prizes at each show. Bill saving and loans, and proudly brought to you by MTN. Death and the King's Horseman. Don't just hear about it, be part of history. Be present when the horseman rides. And once So yes, this is Home Affairs. We've been talking about dating with purpose, and we've been answering questions from our audience, especially those who are planning to get married. Some are young, some are old, some are divorced, some are on a rebound, some are, developing cold feet, some are very excited. All they need is, few answers to their questions to better position them to make that decision, because we all know that we've been admonished not to go into marriage unadvisedly. Please, is it right to introduce a lady to your son for marriage? The lady is 39 and the gentleman is 46. Mama T.
Always introduce people, not only your son. Friends, I don't have a problem with matchmaking.
Will they not come and blame you tomorrow if it doesn't go well?
If it doesn't go well, you have done your part.
Or you issue a disclaimer, lawyer pencil, right from the introductory stage.
Somebody said it's God who introduced Eve to Adam, so there's no problem introducing people. I don't have a problem introducing them. If it doesn't work out, you are not the problem. They should work on their marriage. You are not the problem. We are always matchmaking, especially pastors.
Okay. Like, Pencil, what you say to
I've
this?
always hesitated.
To matchmake.
That is so. I hesitated, and I don't believe I've even done it once.
Why?
I have a foreboding fear that the only time you get credit is when things work well. If things don't get well, you are the source
You get
and you are
blamed.
the. So I'm very hesitant because of my own previous past. Unfortunately, that's a kind of thing. But I never liked it to introduce people and stuff like that. But even when I became a Christian, I don't believe I've done it once.
You don't want to be blamed
No,
for
no,
anything.
no.
Okay. Phoebe, what do you think?
Oh, I'm open to it. I love introducing people.
Oh, you like introducing people?
I love introducing
Oh,
people. Yes.
wow. I like how gleefully you're saying it.
Most of them have worked. For those I have
It's
introduced, a lot
great.
of them have
Actually,
really
you people
worked.
have
It's
learned.
great.
though.
A lot of them have really worked.
It's great. And I think it's a great way to bring like-minded people together, especially when you know the two people, I think it's a great way to introduce people. I mean, people are doing online dating. I don't know how much you know of the person
Yeah.
that way, but yeah, I think in-person introduction is the way to go.
Okay.
First of all.
That's interesting. Daniela, could you please take us back to the questions? Yeah, okay. This one says that the education about marriage, at what stage in life is it supposed to be initiated? And the issue about not everyone is supposed to be married. When should this be made known? After long search of no success or early in life? Like, Pencil, do you get the question is, when do you start marriage education? And then 2, when do you begin to conscientize people to know that not everybody would be
Cut out.
married, and is it after the person has searched and searched and searched and it's not working?
Then he says, I'm not cut out for marriage.
Then you probably will use that to console them, for them to know that, oh, okay, if it's not happening, then maybe it's the will of God.
No, you see, I'm not even sure there's a specific point in time, but obviously when you are adulthood, when you are an adult, that's when the thoughts and begin to drop, and it's not, you don't go into a classroom for you to be taught these things. But if, for instance, from the perspective of a parent, everything that you do at the home, the advice that you give your children, and all of that, they all form part of the decision making. So I wouldn't think that there's any particular, and a lot of times the children themselves get a lot of education even from the home itself. I mean, in other words, from seeing what the parents do and what advice that parents give. Interestingly for me, I remember that when we were in secondary school, about Form 1 or Form 2, my father called us. I mean, me, I have a twin sibling who are older than me. I come after them. My father called us, sat us down, and all that he did was to tell us that at the age that we had reached, and from that time onwards, there was a danger that if we had a relationship, a pregnancy could result from it. And he wanted to tell us that if any one of us got ourselves engaged in any such relationship, if we're a boy, you will stop school.
That's right.
And use the money to look after the girl.
girl
If
and
we're
the
a
baby.
girl, you will leave the house and go and live with your
That's
husband.
right.
That's the best advice that I ever got from my father. It made me a hypocrite. It made me a hypocrite because, I mean, you have this thing that's welling up in you, and the only advice you have got is that if you impregnate a girl, you stop school. And the desire is there. And you can't do anything about it. So I became a hypocrite. I was the biggest hypocrite ever in the history of this country until I became a born-again Christian. Because there's something I desired, and because my father had warned me, I only did everything to not stay out of the activity itself, but it meant that I could not hold a girlfriend, So the idea was, since with due respect, the ladies around our town were also as whatever as we were. If I had one shot, then that would be okay. If you go on, there's a pregnancy, then the issue will become who impregnated you. I mean, that's the wisdom that I got at the time. It's as simple as that. I regret very much, but that's the truth. Yes.
Pencil is so blunt to a fault.
Oh, but that's true.
Christ.
That's good.
That's the truth.
Yes, Emo.
That's how I reacted to my father's advice.
Yeah.
Come to think of it.
But Mati, what do you? What,
Yes,
I mean,
just like Lucky Pencil said. So those are the home things, the things you see around you, and then we come to a very formal place like church. A lot of churches have started singles ministries, youth ministries, and so a lot of these teachings are going on in the churches. It is okay. Yes, I can't put an age to this, but 13 years, 14 years, who are in youth ministry. This is happening in a lot of places. Yes.
Okay, so Phoebe, how about you?
I think it happens in stages, and the introduction of family and marriage teaching starts from a very, very young age. I think it starts younger than we think. And it starts from the children's observation of the dynamic between the mother and the father. So that's how they start to internalize the idea of what marriage looks like and the roles and responsibilities of a husband and a wife and a mother and a father. Funny enough, we were actually having this conversation with my daughter, I think 2 nights ago. And I asked her that based on what she's seen in the relationship between their father and I, how do they perceive who a wife is, who a husband is, who a mom is, who a father is, and what are respective roles. And she had a lot to say about it, and she's 7. So I think that honestly, society is waiting too late to become conscious of when children start thinking about these ideas. By the time a child is 13, 14, 15, they've already started learning. They've already started adopting these ideas of who a woman is, who a man is, and the roles that we play. So I think that honestly, it's important for families and parents to start consciously teaching their children from a very young age who everybody is and the roles that we play. If we refer to the Bible, it's also very clear in Ephesians, the role of a wife, the role of a husband, the role of a mother, father, and the children in the home. So we need to start doing this from a very young age. And I think we think that, okay, it gets to a time in their teens that maybe then we can talk about sex and the others. But you build upon it stage by stage. Because whenever you sit in a counseling session with somebody, they already have an idea of who a man is, what a wife does, what a husband does, and the roles and the responsibilities. So by the time that you meet them, they've already internalized what it should look like. But we need to be conscious of the fact that it happens on a family level, it happens on a community level as well. So the community that your children find themselves surrounded by, they are also indoctrinating them into certain ideas. So we have to also be very careful of the things that they're being exposed to, because that's how they're also learning. So a lot of it is through role modeling, more than even just talking. So the way we model these things is how they're going to learn, what it means to be within a family. Before, by the time that they're in their pre-teens, I wouldn't even say teens, then you can sit down, put some structure around it, and talk about some of the very pertinent issues like sex, pornography, relationships, who a man is, who a woman is, our biological makeup. We shouldn't wait for the schools to do it. I think that whatever a child learns should start with the family. We should start with our ideas, our family policies, our family constitution, whatever we stand for. Ensure that you teach your children those things before they're exposed to other things and other ideas. Then then you can ensure some form of continuity when it comes to your family setup.
So as early as practicable, when the questions that come in, and then we give them age appropriate education and keep building on with age. Someone sends a very interesting message. Says that after 3 months of marriage, they drove out of town to have their very first memorable official date. Where they went, the view was breathtaking, and they looked around the place, and then the lady, and he is telling that the lady was a keeper from day one, and a fun one too, and she was blunt and direct. She was blunt and very, very direct. So she said, I see relationships in 3 levels. Knowing you, knowing me level, knowing you, knowing me is level 1. A fiancé level is
Level
2, and then wife level is 3. So question is, where are we? And the guy said they are at level 1. And he's saying that she smiled all through the drive back to their location. And so he's encouraging women that, and she says at this time the lady was just in her mid-20s, so encouraging all ladies to understand that their biological clock is always ticking. And so they should always be confident. Don't waste time with guys that just want to touch your body. And like the lawyer Pencil said, sex messes up the whole mind to reason. If they are blunt, it will you will just be on a tangent with very serious guys. So yes, this is a clear example of you knowing what you want, dating with intentionality, like we have said, dating with purpose, asking questions no matter how difficult, so that you know where you are going. Aside these negatives, is he my spec too? And that's getting me confused. Sometimes I feel like walking away, but I am okay. The message started from somewhere. Wow. Good morning, Edem. Please, I am in a relationship with this guy who has proposed marriage from the beginning of the relationship. But with time, I am beginning to see some red flags about him. He struggles to give me money. Doesn't take hygiene seriously. He doesn't have body odor though. He bathes in the morning to work, but doesn't see the need to do that before bed. He sometimes uses the washroom and come out without caring to wash his hands. I have reminded him many times, but his response to me is the popular in Chi one that says, the one who brought hygiene was killed by a bolaka. And this is a big turn off to me. Daniela, please scroll up. Aside these negatives, he's my spec too, and that's getting me confused. Sometimes I feel like walking away, but I am 38 without a child. Please scroll up. I see something else. Oh, okay. The person sent the message twice. So I'll let you have a bite at this very quickly, and then we'll close. But just before you do that, I just want to remind you again that the joy of every parent is to see their children grow healthy and become more intelligent and physically fit. And to achieve this desire, every parent needs to ensure that their children are given nutritious foods that have the essential nutrients that can promote their well-being. And I'm talking to you about the Vitamilk soy milk drink. A good source of plant protein rich in omega-3, 6, and 9, and a recommended source of, nutrients for your daily living. It has no coloring, no artificial flavorings, and no preservatives. So go on and choose the Vitamilk Champ for your children. You can buy it in the regular soy milk drink, Vitamilk Energy, the energy booster with no caffeine, in the choco, in the banana, or the strawberry flavors. It is packaged in 250 ml and 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. And Pentecost Hour is a religious broadcast sponsored by the Church of Pentecost. It comes your way with the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, on Joy FM Sundays at 1:30 p.m., Hits FM Mondays at 5:30 a.m., Joy Prime on Saturdays at 7 a.m. The Church of Pentecost, we're possessing the nations for the Lord. We have about 30 seconds each to have a quick bite at this one. I start with you, Mama T, real quick.
So I won't say seriously with this question. The red flag she is raising is only about the young man not taking his personal hygiene very serious
and not giving money regularly.
And not giving money regularly is a difficult part for me.
Okay.
I don't like stingy men.
Okay.
I don't like stingy women too. But seriously, if you have ever been with a stingy man, hey, we won't go there yet.
But Mama T, we are in a relationship. What is this giving?
Oh no, if it is relationship.
It's a relationship.
Oh, if it's a relationship, then well, but at least it is not even giving money regularly. It is giving gifts. You see, there are things you do at the relationship which you build on into the marriage. So the regularly, I don't know how regular it should be.
He struggles to give me money. I mean, for what?
So that one is on them. But the other one is not really a problem.
Hey, Mama T.
People have been with, what is the work you are coming to do if you are actually expecting this to become a marriage? So some of the things we are going to do is, we have been in relationships where we have taught the men how to brush their teeth, where we have taught them how to so there's something to do. And so you are doing this work gradually. If you think it is a difficulty for you, then leave. But if you think that you are 38 and so you want a marriage, then stay. There are things other people can handle and they can accept and others can't. So I'm not saying a complete yes or no to this, but I'm saying that if you can work on this, if you think that bathing in the morning and bathing in the evening, and should that be your problem, Mami Sado?
Okay, like I've been so quickly from you.
I'll tell this lady Regina from Omanjo to go to church and thank God for the man that she's got. It's not even about her age. But let nobody go into a marriage thinking that he's going to marry an angel or is going to marry somebody without spot or blemish. No, it cannot be.
No.
So let everybody who goes to a marriage be a reasonable person, expect that you're going to marry a human being like yourself. And every human being has got faults, has got problems, has got... If I tell you the problem my wife has with me, maybe you start this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let that one sink very deeply. That nobody is going to marry an angel. Everybody is going to marry has his own faults or her faults. And that's the bottom line.
Thank you. And Phoebe, just 30 seconds.
I think you just have to sit with a couple and talk with them some more. I think there's more to it than just, the money and the hygiene. And even if those were just the issues, maybe just with some, help, some counseling, maybe they'll be able to find their way forward. So it's a bit tricky because as much as these are her issues, maybe it could be resolved very easily. Maybe the man just needs to be helped to understand that his hygiene is something he needs to take care of. Maybe he was never trained that way. Maybe he was never raised that way. He just needs some help in that manner. And also with the issue of money, maybe they need to talk about it. What are his reservations with giving her money now? Is this something maybe he's thinking he'll start doing when they are married? So I think, yes, that's just my perspective, that it's... I'll be taking too many steps further to just assume this is how it goes, this way or that.
Thank you all very much. This is how we're ending it today. Phoebe, thank you. Mama T, thank you. Leah Pencil, thank you. Daniela, Kojo in the background, thank you all very much. My name is Edem Knight-Tay. Next week, we have another session coming up for you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.